Hello, everyone. I don't know if it's actually live yet, but if you're watching the playback, thanks for watching. Um, I have a lot to do today. If you watched last week, if anyone watched last week, I'm sorry for like my terrible energy. I was so tired last week. I felt bad. I was like half asleep on these sprints.
I saw the beginning, but then I didn't.
Yeah, I know you were watching football.
Yeah, by the time I was done, you were already done
Yeah,
too.
I ended up like going to bed afterwards. So that's me.
Good.
Um, hey, Jordan. Yeah, I really should be doing laundry.
That's what I'm doing too.
Laundry. I feel
It's
like
housework.
Sunday thing, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's a everyday thing.
Oh yeah, you have kids. It's an
Yeah.
everyday thing. Ooh, I love that book. It made me cry a lot, like a
Yeah, that's
lot.
why I won't read it.
I was like, I can't see you ever picking up a Kennedy Ryan book. All of her books are so emotionally damaging.
I won't. I refuse.
That was like
Um,
when I read Coming Home by her, which was
yeah,
like an Audible original, and it
yeah,
was like a fluffy contemporary, and I was like,
right,
was this ghost written?
right. She is one of those authors where like I absolutely believe the hype. Like I believe that she is good at what she does, but I don't want to suffer. So
No,
I won't be
no.
there.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those authors that is like, I need to mentally prepare before I
Right.
go in.
And see, I'm never in those moods ever. Like
Yeah.
if I'm gonna read something that's gonna get to me, it will always be on accident. I can't like do it on purpose.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and last week I was at a bachelorette party the night before and then a show the night before that, and I ended up getting so sick. It was
Um,
just awful. The worst part was like everyone else was drinking and I don't drink. And then I got sick because I drank a seltzer water and it had aspartame in it. And that like set off my UC. And I was like, seriously? I
yeah. Yeah.
was like, everyone else was the drinking people. And I was the one that got sick.
Okay. I am
Laundry meeting.
ignore me. I was looking at Sorry Book Solid. I was like, "Do I know this person?" No, but I did, like, just recently subscribe to her, and I'm like, "Why was that?" Was it like, did you mention her? Like,
I did. I watch Jordan's channel all the time. Jordan
what?
also does sprints on Friday. She's the one that I copied for weekly sprints because she does them on Fridays.
Okay, that's probably it then.
Amber, how are you liking Unfortunately Yours? Because I hated the first book in that series. Like, hated it.
Your,
Uh,
review had me dying of laughter.
okay, but I will say that um,
Hi, Jordan.
that first book has atrocious ratings, like really, really bad. And
Yeah.
the rest of the series does not have nearly as bad of
Oh,
ratings.
well, that's a
So I'm
bummer.
almost wondering if that was just like a collectively hated book.
Right. It seems weird to,
Mhm. But she has books like that every now and then where it's like everyone's like,
mention.
what is this?
I have a couple authors like that where it's like I will read them. Well, I like to pay attention to reviews for them now,
Yeah.
but I will read them because they have like some of my favorite books, you know? And then they also have books that I'm just like, I don't understand
Yeah.
how anyone likes this ever.
Like, what happened here?
What? Why would we make these choices?
Like, did you ask your child for help? Like, what was
Right.
this?
It's just like, what do you mean?
So random.
Oh man.
Ugh. So, what are you all up to today?
We are watching the Bills game because that's the one that my 10-year-old has decided is his team. They're actually finishing their One Piece episode first though.
Oh,
Um, and then I'm cleaning. My kids have been sick and like
huh.
on again and off again kind of. One of them, he like says he's fine, but then he's also not eating anything. you know?
You're fine. I
I'm
don't
like,
believe
"Yeah,
you.
I don't think you're really that fine, bud." So,
Oh,
it's all
well,
the house stuff.
yeah. Are the Bills like a rival team
They
to you
are a
guys?
little bit, but they also have, like, a camaraderie.
Okay.
There's been a couple things where, like, the Bengals a few years ago, I wanna say maybe 3 years ago, something like that, I don't know. Actually, maybe way before that, because I think it was Andy Dalton back in the day.
Yeah.
But the Bengals, like, needed to win a game. The Bengals weren't in the playoffs. They needed to win a game, though, for the Bills to be in the playoffs for, like, the first time in, like, decades or whatever, and the Bengals won, and then they were, like, doing, like, thank you things and stuff, all
Oh, that's
this
so cool.
ridiculous stuff. So there was, like, that, and then there was, like, some charity things where they did, like, particularly, and then last year, that player that, like, was rushed off the field and was, like, a major
Yeah,
injury, and they, like,
that
stopped
was
the game and
horrifying.
everything, and the NFL was, like, trying to get them to play the game, and the teams were like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
That was the Bengals versus the Bills, and then the
Oh,
Bengals were,
interesting.
like, very involved and, like, "No,
Yeah.
we're not gonna just, like, keep playing a game or, like, win
Yeah,
against them or whatever."
right. He's, like,
Um
dying, man, like, we can
Right,
wait.
right. Which ended up being okay, but,
Yeah,
like,
he ended up
it was
being
one of
okay.
those things where it was completely outside the realm of the norm, like, it was
Yeah.
not like a regular injury.
This is good
So
to know
because of
because
that,
yeah, it was
they're like besties, like
yeah, that's funny. I
yeah,
like that.
so
I
my husband, one, we really do genuinely try to not push our
yeah,
interest on your kids, like, if you don't like the same thing that we do, you don't have to spend
yeah,
hours doing it,
yeah.
you can do what you like. Um, but also, my husband likes them, so, like, he's
Yeah,
not mad about it or anything.
yeah. I was just curious because, like, the team that I chose as a kid was, like, a hated rival,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "How heated is this?"
Right, exactly. No, he would be much more frustrated if he chose the Steelers than the Bills,
Yeah,
because we are in Steelers territory, like, we're
territory.
an hour away from Pittsburgh. Um,
Gotcha.
so yeah, and he also grew up, like, a couple hours away, so he grew up surrounded by Steelers fans, being a Bengals fan where they don't win anything at all
Yeah,
ever.
right. My one of my, really good friends is a Bengals fan as well because she is from like, her family is from Cincinnati,
Yeah,
and so she would joke about that all the time. She's like, "I would watch football, but my team sucks."
they do. I mean, they are
Oh.
obviously, they've been to the Super Bowl or almost gone to the Super Bowl, like, the last couple years. If anybody knows, I don't know why we're talking about the Bengals, but here we are.
I was curious.
Um, so, like, they are doing good right now, for the last few years, but they still haven't won a Super Bowl, like, the Bengals have never won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl,
I mean, I was a Vikings fan
and
growing
they've
up,
been
so
to,
I
like,
feel that.
2, including a couple years ago, ever, so they're very much not the best, but right now they're doing good, so
That's
we'll see.
good.
I mean, they're 0-2, so right now is but they've also done that all the other years too. My husband
Yeah.
hates it, he gets very stressed.
Aw. This is good to know that the second one is better because it was the main characters was the reason I DNF'd. I hated the heroine, like,
Yeah,
so much.
it sounded
Oh, that's so funny.
it sounded like something alright.
Yeah, yeah, growing up in Packer territory has,
Yeah,
they really like to brag about all of it. It's
yeah.
really annoying. Aw.
My whole family is Bengals fans because when my husband was 8 years old, his favorite color was orange, and that's why we're Bengals fans.
I'm pretty sure that's why I chose the Vikings. 1, it made my family mad, and 2, they were purple.
Right,
Like, what more do you
exactly.
need to make a six-year-old
Like,
happy?
you're not doing it because of any real
Yeah,
knowledge. Even if you understand football, that's not really
yeah.
why you're picking a
I was
favorite
like,
team.
The color is pretty," and then everyone's like, "Oh, no," and I was like, "Well, now I'm sticking with it."
Right,
You
right.
overreacted.
That's why, Bree was picking Vikings was the colors
Yeah,
in the draft.
purple. It's a cool
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. I don't even like that shade of purple, it's, like, obnoxious.
Oh, it's so
Purple.
obnoxious. But it wasn't blue or red, which is
Right, so
what,
are all
like
the other teams. It's not like they have truly
yeah,
aesthetic
right?
color schemes. It's
Uh,
like black and white and the brightest, primariest color that they can get
yeah.
that will stand out.
My husband is a soccer fan, and every single team is blue and red. And then every now and then there'll be, like, something random, and it's like, "Who are you?" Like,
Right,
"What is
yeah.
that? What color is that?"
Oh,
That's it.
man.
Those are the 2 colors.
It's rough being a soccer fan in the US. We're
At
like
least
our
they
own
show
little
it
world.
now. He used to stream it all, like, on
Yeah,
his laptop, but now they at least show it on TV.
yeah,
So, there's that at
something.
least. You don't need to illegally stream UK channels anymore.
Oh my, that's funny. It's dedication, I guess.
I know, right? Alright, I'm gonna set up for should we do 45 or 30?
I don't care. 45 is fine.
Yeah, I need to clean up this room because it's a mess. It is.
I
I
feel
took
you.
photos for, like, Instagram,
Mhm.
and I just have stuff sitting out absolutely everywhere.
Well, your photos are, like, intricate. There's, like, multiple
Yeah.
things in each one.
And I always tell myself whenever I start, I'm like, "No, I'm gonna make it more simplified," and then I don't. Okay.
When I don't even do Instagram photos, but when I do, I have to clear off my desk and wipe it and then, like, put a thing next to my angled book or whatever, and I'm like, "This is so much work. Oh my god."
I
Like, most of the
know.
time.
I'm always like, "Just put a book down," and then I'm like, "What if I had this?" And then all of a sudden there's all this stuff, and I'm just like, "You have a more is more personality for sure."
Uh,
Alright. Well, let's start the first one, see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, there's Megan.
What's
oh,
up?
you showed up.
Hello.
I did. I told you I would get on when I got home.
Good
Yeah, but
morning.
I figured it would be, like, a while from now.
I know.
No, I was dropping off pumpkin bread at my in-laws.
Well, that
Ooh,
sounds yummy.
delicious. I have a box ready to make downstairs, but still haven't done it.
I, always make, like, chocolate pumpkin cookies
I've
or
never tried
brownies.
chocolate pumpkin. Hey,
It's
Shay.
so easy. It doesn't really taste like pumpkin, but it's a
Okay.
really good option, for different, like, health-based diets or things because you can use, like, a gluten-free cake mix or something if you need it, or you can just use regular, but, it's just a box of cake mix, whatever type you want. I like chocolate. Lots of people like the pumpkin flavor, so they'll do, like, a yellow cake mix with, like, allspice or something like that, but it's just cake mix, a can of pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. You want just
Mhm.
pumpkin, and then I add chocolate chips,
Oh,
and
nice.
that's it, and it's has a little bit of a different texture. It's, like, denser and, yeah, I guess just denser, but it's so easy, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
I do that a lot in fall because there's so many like, pumpkin is so readily available, and I can
Right,
replace, like, all the butter and stuff in that because
right,
I love stuff dairy.
exactly. Like,
So
And in this economy, like,
right?
it's so
right,
much cheaper just to get, like, a $1.50 can of pumpkin
Yeah,
puree
right,
than it is to
yeah.
get, like, eggs and butter and
Right,
right?
and like I said, like, diet-wise, if you have to avoid eggs or if you have to avoid oils or,
Yeah,
what have you, it's just a really good option if
Mhm.
you can handle pumpkin and
yeah,
any type of flour or gluten-free option or whatever.
yeah.
So
Now I
so
want pumpkin something. Like, that sounds delicious.
yeah,
It's so good.
maybe I'll make some.
All of us are like, baking."
You know what? It does sound good. I like
I love baking.
my, children they don't like any of the same foods ever, but they also are, like, weirdly picky when it comes to desserts and things. So, like, I made a cream cheese, like, peanut butter fruit dip, for apples and stuff, they don't like it. They don't want it. If you make any of the so like I just washed the mixing dish for that. So that's why I was like, do I want to bake another thing? Probably
You
not.
already like one.
I already have like a lot of this dip, okay? And it's like just me eating it.
Now
It's so
everyone's
good.
really making me want pumpkin stuff.
Tis the season.
Yesterday was the first day of fall. It is officially the season.
Yes.
That is true. That is true. Maybe that's why I saved the 2 boxes of pumpkin stuff.
Right, for sure.
I figured out how to share my screen finally on
Woohoo!
StreamYard. So
I have to
look at
have
me
Izzy
learning
send
things.
me a detailed tutorial every time.
I'm always so nervous that I'm gonna like ruin something every time I do it. I'm like reading all the pop-ups carefully.
Right.
I am ready to go. I have my planner.
Ooh, look at you. I'm gonna
Alright.
go like do housework and stuff during the sprint, but I'll say
Yeah, I'm gonna
make
go
sure I
clean on that side. So I will step away. You're just gonna see my desk, but I will see you all in 45 minutes. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I did not realize it was that soon to ending and my audiobook was still playing. I was like,
Yep.
how did everyone do? I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Oh,
Nice, Megan.
Thank you.
I finished my dishes. So
Yay.
that's a plus.
Hockey player. Well, hope you can come back. I'm reading about soccer players, so apparently it's a sports day.
Mhm. I also watched Steph's hockey vlog during the sprint, so
I'm so behind on videos.
Same.
she just posted it an hour ago, but it really is just a hockey vlog, so it's not
Oh,
like
like her in hockey.
yeah, so know that I guess going in, but it was cute. It was fun to see her have fun.
Yeah, I've been watching her stories too,
Mhm.
of her going to all of the games and stuff, which is really cool.
It is
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, we don't have a hockey team, weirdly enough.
We
Even
do.
though, even
We
though we're
do.
in the north and we have the Olympic Training Center right here.
Yeah, and you have actual cold weather, like you would think you would
Yeah,
have
you'd
one.
think more likely you than I, seeing as I am way down
I
south.
know. Yeah,
Right.
Texas has it, Florida has them, but Wisconsin, no. Like I said, we have the U.S. Men's Olympic Training Facility, but no hockey team.
Crazy.
Very nice.
Make it make sense.
Load of laundry. Yeah, I started my laundry during that one because I was like, if I don't start it now, I'm never going to do it today. Once it gets dark, I'm like, ugh, go in the basement? No. No, thank you. This probably doesn't apply to you, Megan, but we have like crazy fall weather right now where I wake up and it's freezing cold and then it's like in the upper 70s throughout the day. And I have so much laundry because I change like 3 times during the day to like manage the weather.
Yeah.
It was 98 degrees yesterday and it's 97 today. So
I wake up and
Not
it's
really.
like 44 and then it's like 72 in the afternoon and then it's
Ooh.
like 50 when I go to bed. So it's like I have to keep
But-
cycling through clothes.
a cold
Right.
front is coming in, so it'll drop down to the low 90s.
Look
So
at you.
exciting. Love that that's a cold front.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
crazy. I think we might have hit 90 like 4 or 5 times this year, maybe.
Nice. It's laundry day, apparently.
Yeah.
Good call, Shay.
Yeah. I'm excited to see your video.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
But yeah, I feel like
it was interesting.
yeah, my eyes would definitely get tired reading physically that much for sure. I
Mhm.
definitely need to like mix it up. That's why I go through so many audiobooks is I can't like sit there and read. I'm old.
Can't
I totally
relate,
would.
but I respect it.
Apparently I have old eyes. I don't know.
My eyes will hurt if I am reading an
Yeah.
entire book
Yeah,
because I can't put it down. By the end, my eyes are dry.
for sure. Oh man. What
I
is
have,
anyone reading right now? What are you guys reading?
I'm not reading.
Am I kidding? What did you DNF, Heather?
Oh yeah, what did you
Um,
DNF, Heather?
What did I DNF last? I don't know. I'm trying to read Black Sun, but with fantasy books like that, I usually try and make myself read like a chapter or a couple chapters. And I'm like making myself do it like kind of on a daily basis until I either reach the point where I am annoyed with the book or whatever in DNF or am hooked and will then finish, the final 70% in 4 hours, whereas the first 30% took me 6 days, that type of thing. But I read one chapter of that yesterday morning. So that's where we're at with that. I mean, it was
So,
like the 5th chapter or something, but
yeah.
and I'm not reading anything else. I want to read the next Kristen Ashley, and I have 3 volumes of There's Something Wrong with Us, or Something's Wrong with Us. I can never get that
Something's
title
wrong
right.
with us, I think.
That I need to finish this month.
Yeah, it's a done series, right?
I don't think it is done, but there's a lot of volumes past where I am out. So I need to get to volume 11, and then I think there's another like really big twist. It's like a dark romantic thriller type of book. It's like a marriage of convenience and stuff. But so it's good for dark romance readers or like romantic suspense readers. But I think there's a big twist in volume 12, and you want to have like the next several
Mhm.
volumes ready to go. So Izzy sent me through volume 11 because I needed to read like, I don't know, what, I guess I'd only read the first 4. So she sent me 5 through 11, which is like a lot for me, you know.
Are they big
She got me
too,
to
or-
11, then she's gonna send me
They're like normal
12
size
and
manga.
others,
Okay.
Next year when I'm had a 6-month manga break, and then it takes me 6 months to read the ones that she sent me.
Love it.
But I really need to. But
Yeah, I think I'm like halfway through Until the Sun Falls from the Sky by Kristen Ashley. And I feel like I'm gonna put it on pause and instead read something else. So
I
not bad. I'm just like,
I only remember some things about that book, honestly. I read it a long time ago.
Yeah,
it's
Jordan,
not
I had
bad. It's just it's very like it's not one of her better books.
It's like
that sucks.
It's mid. It's straight up. It's a mid book.
it has a lot of vampire politics going on.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the next Criminal Intentions because the entire first season is now on Scribd.
Yeah, it
So
is.
I'm on 8.
Oh, you're
Like,
like right at the part where you're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to stop too. Yeah.
I finished 7, or I finished like number 5, and then I went and I looked and I was like, they're missing the last volume. So I'm gonna put this on pause because this is like
Yeah.
it was a decent stop point. And then I was like, I waited for like probably a month. I went back and the final one is finally up, and I was like, okay, now I
Yeah.
can finish this.
Yeah, there's no way you can stop that like last 2-part one. You cannot stop after that first book because it's like
Yeah,
a
I noticed.
continuation that they just like broke into 2.
Yeah, I noticed that it was like part 1, and I'm like, wait, where's part 2? And I was like, is part 2 the first, like the next season? I went and I like Googled it, and I was like, no, it's just not up yet. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah. Jordan, I had a nightmare like 2 days ago that it was 14 degrees, and I woke up and I was like super depressed. I was like, was that real?
No,
like I was
you're
checking my weather
crazy.
app. I was like, no, please, no. Not ready.
Not relate.
Not ready.
I figured out when my DNF was, and it was Pump 2 by Jay Cherry. Which is like of the Mask Kink one. Like he never.
Oh yeah, I was like, that's the
Let's just
motorcycle
see.
helmet guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't do anything motorcycle club. I am real.
It's not
not
Motorcycle
Motorcycle Club.
Club.
She-
It's just
She
a,
sees this guy she thinks is hot, but he's always wearing his helmet on a motorcycle. Like every time they pump gas, right?
she works at a gas station, and he doesn't take his helmet off to pay, and that's. But then also, like, I think he never shows her face, so like he keeps not the helmet, but like a ski mask type thing he like wears during sex and stuff. I think I have been like watching other people read it, and I'm just like,
Because his reasoning was like he thinks that she'll be disappointed or whatever, like it won't live up to the imagination, which I could see that in that, like all of the VTubers, whenever they show their faces, it never
Right.
goes well.
because you
No.
have to be ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously hot to live up to the hype, right? And generally speaking, those guys are so arrogant, they're not covering their
They're not
faces.
covering up their
Yeah, I was
faces.
gonna say, like, if
Yeah.
you're ridiculously hot and you know it, you're probably not a VTuber
Right.
or like a
Right.
mask wearer.
Like we don't even like you because that's annoying. Like that's not attractive.
Yeah.
And then also, yeah, like they just I don't know. I can't. I don't like it. It does nothing for me. I'm like, what do you mean you're like doing this on purpose as like a thirst
And
trap?
how do you
Like
how do you
no.
end that with an HEA? Because like at some point he has to show his face, right? Or was he
It
just
might
gonna
just be
live
like an
forever?
HFN. It might just be an
It's-
HFN. Like
Um,
like this was a fun time buy.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I DNF'd it because I was bored.
I mean, that's fair.
Fair.
That's why I
And
DNF
it's
most
not even
books.
boring. It's just like, do I want another 70% of this? No, not really. I'm good.
Yeah. I feel bad sometimes when I'm doing my recent reads and I have a DNF and I'm like, I put it down because I wanted to. And it's like, that's it.
That's like
That's
my
the
reason for
deep reason.
If I counted all of my DNFs, it would be horrible because I will literally get like 2 sentences in and be like,
Nah.
not feeling it,
Yeah.
yeet,
I'm
and then like go on to something else.
Yeah.
I'm
The
at
only time I
89.
include them is if I got like a good chunk in and was like already talking about it like on Goodreads or something
Mhm.
like that. That's the only time I'll include it.
I'm
Because yeah, I
pretty-
do that all the time where I'll open up a KU book and be like, no,
Right.
no,
Right.
don't want that.
Yep.
I had to go through my closet too and pull out all of my warm clothes and put away all my summer clothes, and that is like the saddest time. It's so depressing.
I always find it. I'm like, man, I wish I could rotate my wardrobe,
No,
but
you
like,
don't. It's such a pain. It's such a pain.
it's
You
fine
have to
because
have, like,
there's
a
no way
place-
I can.
Yeah.
Like, I will just always have like a little set of sweatshirts, and then it's just gonna be like short sleeves.
Yeah. It's honestly frustrating. Because you
I
have to like find a place to store
yeah.
all of those other things. And the amount of space that summer clothes take up versus winter clothes is so vastly different.
Yeah. It is. I've been on like a mental guilt trip because our winter boots are on the basement steps from last winter. I never did get around to like putting them
Neither do
away.
we.
I'm like, oh, I'm like so tired of seeing them. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to put them away for 1 month. This
It's about to come back around now.
you should have done this 5 months ago and you didn't. So
We still haven't. Ours are still sitting next to the side door too.
yeah.
Layla Faye. I'm pretty sure I just downloaded. This is the one that's Wed to the Lich is like the first one. I
I've
think I
never
just
heard of
downloaded
these,
this
but
for
they look interesting.
yeah. And then I'm saving. There's a new one coming out that's like the Winter King or Krampus. One of those is coming out in December, and I was like, well, now,
That'll be a nice winter read.
yeah,
I liked one by her that was like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing, but it was
Yeah.
like very rough BDSM. So like if you're not into that, then
yeah.
like because it was also supernatural, so it was like rough. But then I think I just DNF'd another one by her, like an orc one maybe.
Yeah, I saw that this Wed to the whatever. There's quite a few books either coming out or already in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that this pumpkin spice latte one is.
I heard it was
completely-
entertaining.
Yeah, I keep getting recommended the door one. Like every
Unhinged?
time I open up my KU and I'm like, what did I read to get here? Like,
What have I read that makes you think I would read Unhinged?
yeah,
I'm waiting for the audiobook for Unhinged to drop because they have an audiobook that they're doing for it.
Could not be me.
And I need door sounds because that sounds great.
There better be sound effects. That's a huge missed opportunity.
I think there are. They did like a preview and like the opening of it was like literally a squeaky door.
Love it. I actually really liked The Long Game. I gave it 5 stars. It is so cheesy and absolutely delightful. Like, I just,
Is Elena Armas is the Spanish love deception, right?
yeah. But
Okay.
this one was not self-pubbed first, so it's not nearly as long.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is why I won't read the Spanish Love Deception, because that book's like 500 and some pages.
Yeah, like I've seen it and I've just like never been interested.
Me neither. But this one was soccer and it had goats on the cover, and I was like, okay,
Ooh,
well,
okay,
I
yeah.
need to
You
market
you
to-
had me.
yeah.
Soccer and goats, I'm down.
And I really liked it. It, like I said, it's very like expected and kind of corny, but I had a good time. I was entertained. Other DNFs. That's what you just kind of fun.
Yes. Tracy
Apparently, if people have read this.
Yeah, apparently everyone's read this door. Maybe that's why KU's like, we see you. Everyone else has read it.
I don't think I've been recommended it on KU.
I can't figure out why. I was like, what would I have read? But it keeps popping up, and you're like, might be interested in.
Yeah.
I would think I would have gotten recommended it, seeing as I've read like the weird Lego Minion car smut
And that's, I
stuff
was like, I
with
don't read any of
Izzy and
that.
Izzy and Bree. Whenever they're like, we're gonna do the live readings, they always end up on my Kindle. Oh
Yeah.
no, they don't. They end up on Spouse's Kindle because I was using his KU until he canceled it.
That's hilarious.
I also read the pillow one. There are some crazy ones out there, and I never read them, which is why I'm so confused as to why I got.
Yeah.
I don't want to
read
mess with it
either.
either because it took me forever for KU to recommend diverse books to me, and I don't want to break it.
Yeah. You have to read so many before they're like, oh, maybe we should.
Yeah, I'm just like, I can't break my KU recommended homepage anymore.
Right.
Because I was like, if I keep getting recommended the same like 5 TikTok books, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah.
It took forever for it to stop doing that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just needs to stay there forever.
It like really I feel like Kindle Unlimited, like the algorithm annoys me because I'm just like, you have all this data on me and this is the best
Right?
you can do. Like,
I know.
I read 2% of that book and returned it. You know that. So why do you keep recommending me the next
Yeah.
one?
And it'll pop up in the like sequels, and it's like, dude, I returned that right away.
Right.
You know that.
Like, you keep track of this. Supposedly,
It never
this is
said
how
I
you
have
pay your
finished this
authors.
book.
Yeah. Like you would think.
But
You
no.
think it would figure it out, but no. No.
Or it's like,
Or
yeah, I
you'd be
read
like,
5 books by the author 3 years ago. I literally haven't picked anything else up by them. Why are you doing this to me?
It's time to re-enter into your L. Kennedy era.
every time, yeah, stuff like that pops up, I'm just like, why? What exactly? Like, what have I read that makes you think that this is a
Right.
viable option?
Yeah.
I'm not the target audience. You are missing.
Or it'll recommend like book 9 in a series that I returned book 1 for, and it's like, what are we doing here?
That's crazy.
I love when it recommends like book 9 when you haven't even read the series.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
yeah.
what? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then you click it and it literally says cannot be read as a standalone. And I'm like, why? Why
Yeah,
would you recommend it to me?
Why is this on my front page? Yeah, there's definitely like I'll scroll through sometimes and I'm just like, I don't know why you would think that this is for me, but sure.
Right.
Do you? Like there's a random one, like a random Agatha Christie on here. Like, what? You sure? I think you're confused.
I think it has just like a general, like most people enjoy this, and it is now this time of year for like cozies. So
Yeah, maybe.
you're gonna get a lot of
Yeah.
cozies, I think, starting like now to October-ish, because that's when all the cozy mysteries start
That's fair.
ramping up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I'm like, you have all this data on
You
me.
know I don't read.
You
Just
target all of your ads based on anything that,
Yeah, right? Like I whisper in my living room and you can recommend
Right.
me the cereal I want, but you can't figure out what books I want to read.
Right, exactly. And you have way more data on that.
Yeah. Right?
Make it make
Like you
sense.
tell from you're like, oh, I really need to buy a new water bottle, and all of a sudden you go on Instagram, there's water bottle ads.
I know, it's so creepy. I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. It's very strange. Or you buy something like on a totally different website.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how
Right.
did you know? Why are you tracking me?
Right.
Leave my cookies alone. They're mine.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm gonna start another sprint. If I can.
I'm gonna peace out because I have a late lunch date.
Look at you
Bye.
go.
Have fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting sushi with Morgan from Lovely Reading. So
Oh,
That
other
sounds
than
nice.
said, hey,
I will.
I'm glad
Sushi
you know
sounds-
you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Bye.
Well,
Bye.
All right. I'm gonna make this one a shorter one. So
Okay.
I'll do 30 minutes if I can remember how. Because then that'll take us to right before 2. So figure out how to do this again. So I will see you guys in, there it is, 30 minutes. Hopefully my printer isn't too loud. It's
I don't hear it. So I think
okay, cool.
you're good. So what did you get done?
I got some. I was like, what did I do? I picked my book back up, and then I have been printing some stuff for my planner. I got my work planner set up, so I have to go back to work tomorrow.
Okay.
Boo. You?
I finished putting away my laundry. That doesn't include my children's laundry, but whatever. And I'm this far into
Cute.
October spread. So
Those stickers are so pretty.
Paper Mini Studio.
I love their stuff.
I know.
Every time you post about it, I'm just like, don't place an order. Don't place it. Don't do it.
Almost everything is. Well, they switched to so they just did like a throwback fall release, or they are or something. They don't include this stuff, but you know, all of 2024 they've just been doing those monthly kits.
Yeah.
And you can't just order whatever you want. So. It is beautiful though.
Yeah, their stuff is so pretty.
And she you know, draws it all herself and stuff, and is really just brilliant.
Yeah, there are so many like shops like that where they draw their own art and stuff, and I'm just like blown away. I'm like, I cannot relate.
Exactly. It's
I wish.
the type of thing where like it's inspiring, but it's inspiring for me to buy it, not to try and feel it. Like, you do this, and then my journal can look like this, and we're all very happy.
Yeah, because then I don't have to draw anything in my journal because I can't draw.
Right. Like it would look a whole different thing if it was just me trying to do whatever.
Yeah, the like journals that people do where they like doodle and stuff, I'm like, they're so cute, but
I know. But also, truly, even if I had that type of skill, which I do not, like I already spend enough time on my journal doing this.
Yeah.
I am not trying to have a thing that I spend
that much
untold
time on.
amounts
Yeah.
of time on.
And that's kind of why I need to figure out what I'm going to do for next year, because I really want to do a book journal, like a reading journal. But I
talk to you about it.
Don't know how to do it where it's not going to take so much time.
Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts on this. One, like you were saying, you can't do a spread for every single book at all. But I do really like having a spread for like different projects.
Oh, that's a good one,
read-alongs or readathons. Like after this page, I'm gonna do a Bookopoly spread and a Blackoweenathon.
That's a good idea.
So I really like those. But then like the actual book, I also like to keep track of stats in my journal just because I like it, and that's it. So like this, where I have a marker, like a highlighter specifically, that's assigned, and then I just go through and, you know, put a little box in whatever fits the book I just read. Even that, if you don't keep up with it, can be like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what book I did or any of those things.
Yeah.
But so I feel like that is kind of take it or leave it. But for the projects or the different TBRs or the monthly TBRs, I feel like the reading journal is really fun for that, because ignoring the stickers and stuff, but you know, you just put the title and then you can just color it or put a sticker on it or whatever when you're done with it, and it's not any amount of time per book, and it doesn't matter if you keep up with it. Then it's just, okay, have I read that book? Yes or no.
Right.
You know,
it's like people print out like the covers and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, printing out 200 and some covers a year.
I feel like that is very realistic for one whose main hobby is journaling, because like the reading journal is a I lost my word, but like adds to my hobby of reading and doing booktube. Like it's an
Mhm.
extra supporting hobby almost.
Not like the main hobby.
Yeah, like it's not gonna be my main focus.
Yeah.
And also the people who do that, they usually read 4 or 5 books a month, which is
Yeah.
realistic to do a spread for
Yeah.
4 or 5 books a month, and it's not if you're
Yeah. I thought about, like,
honestly yeah,
saving space, like, at the back or something for, like, my favorite books or something that I
right,
wanna do something special for, where it's like,
right.
"Okay, I read this book and it is, like, an all-time favorite."
I will
But
say this was the first year that I kinda did anything for, like, a specific book when I did the Mask of Mirrors. Well, not the
yeah,
Mask of Mirrors, the whole series
series.
spread, um, and it made me so happy. Like, it made me so
Yeah.
happy because it was, again, a book that was, like, worthy of that for me,
Yeah.
that doing the spread and even just, like, picking stickers and stuff
To,
that,
like,
like,
go with
were
it.
meaningful to the
Yeah.
actual book was really fun, and that
Yeah.
would not be fun for all the books I read or even all of my 5 stars.
Right?
But when I am like, "You know what? I wanna do that," it's nice to have the bandwidth or the space to be like, "Oh, well, what
Yeah,
am
because
I
I
gonna
was, like,
do?"
thinking of, like, there's series that are finishing next year that are, like, my favorites, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I would like to have space to, like, do something for that,
Right, exactly. And I
but
can tell you too, I, like, count out the pages and stuff for my monthly spreads and my quarter goals and all that with, like, extras included because I know I like to put my readathons
yeah.
next like, in the month that they're in, but on their own page. Um, but on both ends, I've left so much space, and now I'm, like, filling it up. I think I have, like, no pages extra or, like, 1 extra
Yeah.
page, but, like, at the beginning of the year, it was, like, leaving so much empty that I
Yeah,
didn't know what I was going to do with, and that's worked out
come up
really
with
well.
yeah. Yeah, I like the idea of doing project ones too, so that it's
Yeah.
not as daunting.
Right. I also feel like it would work really well for your reading
Yeah.
specifically. Like, you do those things, so
Yeah, and, like, the idea of just doing the covers and or, like, the titles instead of putting the picture of the cover on there
Right.
is way less of a commitment. Because
Right,
that's so
exactly.
much. Like, I don't wanna print out
No,
25 covers a month.
no.
Like, that's a lot of printing.
Yeah, it is, and I feel like that's where you end up
Yeah,
having used your journal for a month and a half or half a month
that's
or whatever, and then you're
yeah,
like, "Is there
because
even
I
a point?
was
Like, I'm never gonna catch up. I'm never gonna get to where I was."
yeah, I had started one, I think this is from, yeah, 2021, and, like, I would set it up and then, like, it would just end with, like, there's nothing written down. Because
Right,
I was like,
exactly.
"Oh, there's, like, too much stuff to do." And I just yeah, books read.
Right.
I never filled it out because I was like, "I don't want to have to print out
Right,
covers."
exactly. You really want and I think that this has worked super well for me, so I would highly recommend it. You really want to have, like, that once or twice a month maybe thing where you're sitting down and you're, like, doing the creative stuff and you're, like, spending time doing it.
Yeah.
Um, and you're going through all your stickers and, you don't want that to be your every update thing. You
Yeah.
want your updates to be, very low bar of entry. That is
That's
just like
smart.
you open it, you do a couple checks, and you're done.
Yeah. No, that's smart to, yeah, not have when you're gonna fill it out, it's all you have to do is pick up a pen
Right,
instead of
right. And even also, depending on how much time you wanna spend or how much like, I know even, like, my first journal, there was, like, less even to fill out because, again, I wanted to, like, see if I was doing it or not 'cause, but you definitely want to leave the space for you can just pick up where you want to or
yeah.
where with again, with a book that you're, like, particularly excited to make a spread for, you don't want it to be like, "Oh, there's been 15 books that I
Yeah,
have to
really.
catch up on, or it makes
I
no
need to
sense
get
to
through
do
all of
this
them.
one."
Yeah, there's so many, like, cute printouts and stuff too that
Yeah,
people always do.
Yeah, there's a lot of options to use their
Yeah.
own stuff or
Yeah.
just, do your prompts or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing is, like, I am already writing reviews on Goodreads
Right.
because I get the books for review. I'm doing a video on them. I'm doing an Instagram post about them.
Right.
I'm like, "Do I need"
Yeah, my reading journal has absolutely no thoughts on the book. It
Yeah,
has, like, the star rating or and any stats that I wanna do, which again is just changing the color marker for the page that I'm
yeah.
on, basically. Um, but because exactly. I don't
Yeah, that's
even
great.
put a lot of my thoughts on Goodreads. Like, Goodreads
Yeah,
is almost a stream of consciousness. If I have 3 words to say, that's what I say. Usually, I do like to list my content warnings there because it's for my own memory,
yeah,
honestly. But, like, if you wanna know what I thought about a book, then you need to watch my video. I'm
yeah,
not reiterating it on 5 different platforms and in my journal, and
yeah.
I'm not g like, I
So many
won't.
places. It's like the only time I ever do a full review on Goodreads is I will put it there if I'm reviewing it anyways, if I'm submitting the review to a publisher or PR or whatever, I'm like, I'll just copy it into Goodreads. Otherwise, yeah, you just get a, "I really liked this." Like
Yeah. If I have, like, a chunker review and it's not just a long list of content warnings, like, I had thoughts I was trying to
Yeah,
get out on the page, and I was like but
yeah.
because I don't feel compelled to do it at all.
And that's why, like, on Instagram, I've just started doing, like, a bullet of, like, "Here's the tropes," because it's just I'm
Right.
like, I can't do it in all of the places, man, it's too
Yeah.
much.
And
Yeah.
I would even argue, especially in different formats, that that's not really the reason why people will pick up a book. There are some people
Yeah,
who get all of their recommendations from Instagram, there
yeah,
are. But for a lot of people, it's this person liked it and or the cover and
yeah.
or a specific little trope or
Yeah.
dynamic or
I'm like, "You
something.
don't need my full review,
Yeah,
like, who
you
cares?"
don't and who's reading it? Most people are not. They're scrolling, they
Right?
hit the like button, they didn't
And they
even
keep
read what you
scrolling, I
wrote.
know, right? And this is exactly it, it's like, I wanna keep track of, like, my goals and challenges and stuff like that, and then I don't have to recalculate everything at the end of the month because I'll
Right.
have it somewhere, because now it's like, I have to go back through and count all the books that I read, like,
Right.
figure out my star ratings, and
Right.
this will be a place to have it, like, written down so I don't need to figure all of that out whenever I film my end of the month reset,
Right. Exactly.
because right now I've been just trying to recalculate it all.
Right.
And yeah, I do this too. Like if I really have a thought about something, I just like put it in a notes app for a review later. And I only do this for books that I'm submitting a review for. So it's like I don't need
Yeah. I don't even really the only time I ever do that is for a live show about a book.
yeah,
If I'm like, I had thoughts and I want to remember to talk
yeah,
about this because I really enjoyed it or I really disliked it or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, like and I'm trying I keep telling myself I'm gonna do less review books and then I never do. One of these days, man. I'll listen to myself, but
Sure you will. I just like can't. I won't. Like, actually that sounds terrible. So no.
I literally have my weekly TBR set all the way through the end of October. That's how dedicated and planned out I am.
Oh, man, and I'm over here, like, sweating about participating in Bookopoly and Black Aweenathon for, like, 1 week each, mind you. They're both month-long readathons, I will
Yeah.
not be doing that. I have
I
1 week for Bookopoly, 1 week for Black Aweenathon, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, how am I gonna do this? This is so much."
I joke in my TBR that I was like, "I'm participating in Black Readathon. I'm not doing the prompts. I'm gonna read the books and see what prompts they fill."
I'm
Cannot.
stressed about those prompts, man. I'm just like,
That's why I
I'm
got
gonna
so
be
stressed out. I was like, "I
I'm
can't
doing
do it."
yeah, I'm gonna be, like, stretching and
Yeah.
like, it's
So I went through my Kindle TBR, like, over because I have, like, a privated one where I just, like, store books that I want to read, and so I just
yeah,
went through there and picked out anything that was remotely like suspenseful.
That's what I usually do for Black Queen-a-thon too. And I will say, I always feel stressed about my Black Queen TBR. And then every single year, I've found like a new to me author that I really liked, or
Yeah.
I thought I really liked, but it turns out I only liked that one book or whatever. But I've had like, hits every single year that I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm really glad I ended up reading this. And also every single year I've had somewhere I was like,
It's it's giving me
But
excuse to read some books that I've been putting off, like
yeah,
Simple Vow by Asia Monique. I've been trying to fit that into a TBR, I feel like, for 2 months now, and I
yeah,
was like, "You know what? It's classified as suspense. We're rolling with
yeah,
it."
it definitely fits. As a matter of fact, I think I might have, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't read one for Black Queen, but I have saved the next one, Sinful Enforcer. I've been
Yeah,
saving it for Black Queen. I'm like, no, I'm
yeah,
not reading this. This is gonna fit.
right.
But now we have a specific prop, so I'm like, what if it
Yeah,
doesn't?
I was like, "No, nope."
But there are free spaces in every
Yeah.
single one, so I'm kind of hoping to land on a few of those.
I was like, "I'm just gonna pick a bunch of books," and then I was like, "We'll do it backwards, and we'll say, like, where do I end up?" Because I was like, "I can't."
Right, right. I'm
This is my problem
also
when I
like
check back out.
planning. Um, I'm planning on hitting like one or two prompts from whichever places I end up. Like
Yeah.
I will be amateur level for sure.
Oh, yeah, I
Nice.
really need to go switch my laundry, but that's 2 flights of stairs, man. I hate having our laundry in the basement.
Ours is in the basement too.
Hate it.
Yeah, multiple floors between where you
It's like, oh,
change and where you wash the clothes.
yeah, and it's like I have to carry them all the way down there.
Yeah. My sister has a laundry chute in her bathroom that, like,
We
was
had
already built into
one.
the house.
Yeah, we had one
Living
of
the
those for a
life. The
minute.
bathroom that is 2 feet away from all the bedrooms. I'm just like, "Oh, good
Ours
design."
My parents' house, it was like a hallway with the bedrooms and the bathroom had the laundry chute straight down.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm very, very jealous of that one feature.
Yeah. My house is too old for that, oddly enough, because it was built like the late 30s. And so it was too old for
My
a
house is
laundry
pretty
chute.
old too.
Yeah.
There's like they, like, added onto it, like, a few decades ago, but it was, like, a lot more recent than the original, so I don't
Yeah.
know. My
Yeah, my
house
parents' house was built in the 60s and apparently like 60s, 70s, and apparently that's like the big like
I
laundry.
feel like hers was too.
Yeah.
Because when she moved in, she had, like, shag carpet and stuff,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
she has changed, like, every part of that house. She's only been there for, well, I guess 3 years, but, I mean,
Yeah.
she's made the whole house gorgeous. It's crazy.
Yeah, our house was old enough that it has a little box by the door where you would have like bell buttons and stuff. Like it's pretty creepy. It's
That's
weird.
funny.
Yeah. We also can't like there's so many things that we can't do in this house because it's so old because they're like there's probably asbestos.
No, that's exciting.
So like we can't move. We tried to move a wall and they were like, "Yeah,
Don't
you
do
can't do
that.
that."
That's crazy.
In fact, cannot do that. I was like, sad.
I mean, at least they told you that before.
Oh, no, we completely knocked down the wall, and then there was the, air vent or whatever, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't knock that down, we had to put the wall back up."
That's
Oh,
terrible.
worst. Yeah. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. I mean, our house is gonna stand for forever because it's literally made out of rock, but
Nice. There's not a whole lot of natural disasters besides blizzards out
yeah,
there,
right,
so
you don't pretty much get anything. I mean, you
right.
guys get tornadoes, don't you, a little bit?
Yeah, we actually, um, where we are in Western Pennsylvania, you would not think that we would
Yeah,
get many, and a lot of areas kind of close to us wouldn't, but we do.
Heard.
We
Yeah,
do.
so you guys are on the edge of it because I thought it like cut off in like Ohio or something like the tornado
Right. Well,
zone.
I'm 20 minutes from Ohio. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you're like right
as far into I'm on the edge. My sister lives in Ohio and
hop, skip, and the jump away.
I travel to her all the time.
Yeah.
But as a matter of fact, my parents' house before they bought it and stuff, it had the roof and stuff taken off in a tornado.
We're technically in Tornado Alley and we don't get them. We've had like one touchdown that I can ever remember.
My mom is from Oklahoma, so like she grew up where like it's just part of every day. Like
Yeah.
you're not terrified of them.
Yeah,
You
you just
just
have
check to see if it's coming towards you. If it is, you go down,
Yeah.
the basement or the storm shelter or whatever. Like my my aunts and uncles and stuff, they have like safe rooms in their house that are not for intruders, they're for tornadoes.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're built for.
Yeah, like we had tornado drills in school, but I can think of one tornado that ever touched down here. And it wasn't even like bad. Like it's like you can watch the tunnels form
Yeah.
and then they break up because there's like the cross breeze from the lake. So
Yeah. We
yeah.
we probably have one like every few years, and then we have like warnings and stuff where we have to go in the basement probably
Yeah, we
like
get those.
every season.
If you live in western Wisconsin or like central Wisconsin, you definitely get them there. But the
Yeah.
Lake Michigan stops them from being able to like really get this far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't imagine being in earthquake space. I was terrified even going to San Francisco. I was like, oh my God, if I experience an earthquake, I might lose my mind.
Right.
We don't have natural disasters here. I don't know how to handle them.
Right. It really is like an exposure therapy. Like either you're used to it or it's so incredibly stressful because like, what do you mean we're gonna die?
Yeah, I know that like people in the Southwest don't get the thunderstorms that we do. And so
Yeah.
those I like don't even bat an eye at.
Right.
So I mean we get that, but
Right. It really is just whatever you're used to.
yeah.
Even if you shouldn't be used to it, even if it's,
Right.
actually, like, you should take it a little more seriously than what you are.
Oh, yeah. I probably would freak out.
Yeah, the closest I've come to is those earthquake cafes at, like, science centers and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
where it's like, "Ooh, this is what."
My parents were in the military and my mom was out in California for a little while, and she is, like, a notoriously deep sleeper, and she slept through, like, a pretty intense earthquake, and she woke up and, like, pictures and stuff were on the floor, and she's like, "What happened?" They're like, "You literally slept through the earthquake. These photos fell off the wall."
That's crazy.
She's like, "Oh, okay." Like, yeah, could not be me. I, on the other hand, wake up if a neighbor sneezes, I swear. Like, I'm the lightest sleeper.
Mine is, like, very mixed. I feel like this is pretty common for moms specifically, but parents in general if they are the primary, but, like, I'll sleep through thunderstorms and stuff, and I'll wake up if the door handle turns 'cause,
I knew that. I know that sound.
it's like, rise up, you gotta do something."
A child needs you.
Right, exactly. And sometimes, on the rare morning when it's like I'm still sleeping and my kids are up and stuff, and they'll like come in to see if I'm sleeping, and I'm like, you don't understand. Like, if I
As
was
soon as you're up,
sleeping, it's now ended. Even though you didn't even say anything to me, like you opened my door and stuff. So
That's it.
here we are. But it's fine. They don't care.
That is hilarious. Kids. always on alert. Yeah. And I have to imagine like your body like tunes into those specific noises.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they have pride. I know that sound. Like instinctually, you just know it.
Right. Yeah. It's very hard to sleep through it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, it has been a couple of hours, so I am gonna wrap this up. I'm not doing these next Sunday, but we are doing journal sprints over on Steph's channel from the Novelty Corner on Saturday. So I
Yes.
will share that at some point. I may have already shared. I don't even know anymore. What is life? But yeah, so we're gonna be over there next Saturday in the evening. So I probably won't do these again until mid-October, but
Yeah.
we'll be doing them again. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I hope people at least got some stuff done.
It seems like
Yeah.
it was pretty productive.
I needed this. I needed to like sit down and actually like clean my office and stuff. And it always helps having other people here to ask whether or not I did it. So thank you guys so much. I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.